So we are on continuing the road to SummerSlam after, of course, what happened big time on Monday Night Raw, which, as the potential release of this video, was, of course, 2 nights ago on Monday Night Raw. Finishing up, of course, King of the Ring, not King of the, well, King of the Ring, yes, and Night of Champions this past weekend. There's a lot of questions and a lot of interesting things that could be going into SummerSlam in Minneapolis in August, and it's already showing that this could be one of the biggest shows of the year. Hence, potentially the title of the video, or whatever I title this video. So, that's of course what we'll be talking about in today's video. To kind of quickly go ahead and say, before we get into the video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell for future videos here on the BrewCrew channel. Of course, post wrestling content like this. Also post football content every now and then as well. So definitely, of course, hit that subscribe button, hit the notification bell, all that. Let's just go ahead and get right into this video because there's a lot to talk about. There is a lot to talk about. I am standing right now. Do y'all remember that I have a standing desk now? I am standing because just how much AirPods, how much there is to need to be talked about. So first, let's kind of talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw. So on Monday Night Raw, we started off with Obafemi, of course, King of the Ring, and mostly the big one. This is the big one to start off with. So to mostly say, Brock Lesnar came back, attacks Oba F5. They exchanged words before that, and then of course Oba lays down the challenge for SummerSlam. We all knew that was going to happen, but Brock Lesnar made it more intriguing, interesting, whatever the heck you want to say it. Said, accepted the challenge under one condition, to make it a Hell in a Cell match. It was made official, and of course, the one big thing, though, with this match being official inside Hell in a Cell was what is the situation now with Oba, because with him winning the King of the Ring, it was always advertised for the tournaments that the winner of the tournaments would go on to SummerSlam for a chance at the world title of their choosing, which potentially would have been the World Heavyweight title. Well, honestly, possibly to everybody's shock, Oba decides to wait to get his title opportunity, which of course has sort of rubbed fans the wrong way. But in my opinion, I understand if there's fans upset, because of course there was constantly fans that I was seeing online, on X or Instagram and all that, mostly saying this one simple thing: what was even the point of Oba winning the King of the Ring? Because he's one of the biggest stars and it's a big accolade for him. Yes, does it diminish the tournament? Not really, in my opinion. If it diminishes in your eyes, the reason why people say that it diminishes the King of the Ring is because of Oba not facing the world champion. And it's like, okay, well, it's Obafemi who's one of the biggest stars. And one guy did have a right point, who of course was not a fan of how this is going. Oba has technically been the top contender for a potential world title shot at SummerSlam, or even after SummerSlam, since he came to the main roster. So with him winning King of the Ring, yes, but was there other wrestlers who could have won the King of the Ring? Yes. To where we are now, yes, they could have won the King of the Ring. Yes, they could have gone on to SummerSlam. But it is what it is. Now, we all knew. I do want to say this. We all knew, fans know, or knew, not know, excuse me, that we were going to get Oba versus Brock. Because there was no way they were going to end the rivalry at only 2 matches, and they were going to wait to do the final match after SummerSlam, because of course SummerSlam is in Minneapolis, which is where Brock Lesnar is from, and a lot of people have speculated, and there has rumors have been that SummerSlam, that show, will be Brock Lesnar's last show because it's going to be in his hometown, which I still agree to this point. So we all knew it was going to, of course, this match was going to happen. Now, yes, it is a different opponent because there was a lot of people who thought Gunther would be the one to do that, because Gunther is, of course, the career killer. But Oba is the right person to do it, because Oba could not have like the same sort of career, but is having the same trajectory that Brock Lesnar had when he first came to the main roster, when he first came into WWE. You know, and this is going to be Oba's first big Hell in a Cell match. Shockingly enough, this is only Brock Lesnar's third. The previous 2 were both against The Undertaker. So it's right, but the thing was that I also knew that even before Oba was even predicted or Oba was going to win the King of the Ring, I knew, and I kept saying to myself, I didn't really say it because whatever, kept saying that they were going to potentially have Oba do double duty, which honestly, for how big of a star he was, I definitely would have been intrigued, because I would have been intrigued and interested of how the story would have gone. Of having to not only deal with Brock Lesnar again, but also having to deal with like Roman Reigns and trying to capture his first world title. So mostly the mindset was, or the thought was, you have Oba and Brock probably main event night 1, and then you have Oba main event night 2 with Roman Reigns in the world title. That now has been thrown out the window, which is kind of the right thing. Again, I understand fans probably not being happy because A, he won King of the Ring, and B, he should go on to face the world title, but champion, he probably could still do double duty. But if you think about it, they probably already thought that this match was going to end, or this rivalry was going to end inside Hell in a Cell, that they wanted it to end inside Hell in a Cell. And maybe they did have the thought of like, let's have Oba try to pull off double duty, but with them wanting to do a Hell in a Cell match, there's no way they could try to do that. Because we don't know how this Hell in a Cell match is going to go. And we do not know if Oba would come out of that Hell in a Cell match 100% enough to battle again the next day. So it's kind of the right decision for them to not do this. Yes, again, for the 1,000th time, because I know, because I've constantly seen it online and all that, of people being upset that Oba is not facing Roman or anybody and is tarnishing his King of the Ring accomplishment. It shouldn't tarnish it. It's still an accomplishment. He still has a future shot at the world title, and it's just going to come at a later date. It's no biggie. Like, I mean, it's shocking to me that people think that he should have just gone straight to Roman or something like that. Maybe yes, they probably could have thought. My other thing was that I probably will get more into it. I swear to God, I swear to God, if they do what I think they're going to do with Brock Lesnar and Sami Zayn as WWE Champion, of course, it was the big shocker. We'll get more into that later. If they have him lose the title at some point before SummerSlam to Brock Lesnar and have Brock and Oba also be inside Hell in a Cell and be for the WWE title, I will not be happy. Because if that is your only way for you to get a world title onto Oba, why? Just why? Because A, you're tarnishing the moment that Sami Zayn had and having him have a short reign. I would like his reign to go until SummerSlam. If it goes until Saturday's main event or goes until next week, because of course there's rumors about that, they did do the SmackDown episode, or taped the SmackDown episode on Monday, so we won't actually see until Friday. I haven't seen any spoilers of any sort online yet. Potentially, maybe will or whatever. But we don't know what's going to happen. Jey Uso did mention that he is going to go after the WWE Champion Sami Zayn on SmackDown, so we'll potentially see him on SmackDown. I saw one guy say that that would possibly be a big gut punch is if they do some sort of number one contenders match with Cody and Jay. Cody wins. They do a championship match on Monday Night Raw in Chicago, and they have Cody win his fourth championship. And then, of course, CM Punk comes back because Raw's in Chicago next week, and everybody's thinking CM Punk could be coming back next week. It potentially thinks that could set up the match. Now, we could potentially still see a match. I don't understand why we would be thinking that they're going to have a WWE title match on Raw instead of SmackDown. The only reason why they would put it on Raw is solely because they have CM Punk coming back. I mean, there's really no other reason. Really no other reason. But before we get more into that, there's also, of course, Roman Reigns and his World Heavyweight title. So throughout the night, you kind of think to yourself, what are they going to do for the World Heavyweight title? Who are they going to do for Roman Reigns at SummerSlam? Lo and behold, Seth Rollins comes out. And it is definitely the perfect scenario. Now, honestly, he ended his rivalry with Braun Breaker at Night of Champions, which I did say that I do kind of still wish they should have ended at SummerSlam, But that was only if they were going to do the whole Oba situation of him doing double duty. But now you don't have Oba doing double duty, and Roman is up in the air of who he'll defend it against. Now he does, with Seth Rollins, who just got a big win against Braun Breaker and ending his rivalry with the Vision. Next step, he constantly said his next step was Roman Reigns in the World Championship. Now here he is, match booked official. We have Roman and Rollins at SummerSlam. I was about to say WrestleMania, because this is a match that should happen at WrestleMania, but still, it's SummerSlam, it's still a big show. So, literally there you have one of your night main events. Honestly, I feel like that should be a night 2 main event. Like, that is going to be your main potential one. Now, honestly, I wouldn't really mind, because honestly, you have your 2 main event matches right there. You have Oba versus Brock, Hell in a Cell, and then Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns. Either one you do is a main event match. And real quick, before I get more into that, I do also want to say this. I have been seeing also online people saying like, oh, well, you see night 1 of SummerSlam or WrestleMania, the main event of the show, it's not actually count as a main event for the wrestler. I want to punch them in the face, because that doesn't make any sense to me. How in the world do you say that that is not a main event and say like, oh, CM Punk didn't actually main event his first WrestleMania main event was not 41, it was actually 42 because he main evented night 2. Okay, yes, they have 2 nights because technically, yes, it's going to be a long show if they combine the 2 nights. But it's, yes, 2 nights of the same show, but it's technically also 2 separate shows. Shows have an opener and a main event match. The match that ends the night is a main event match. So it counts as a main event. I don't understand people when they say that it does not count as a main event. So you're saying Bianca versus Charlotte was not one of the second ever women's main event matches. That you're downgrading the freaking main event match of the tag team title match with Sami and Kevin versus the Usos. Like, that doesn't make sense. That was a little tangent I wanted to go on, because I have been wanting to say that, because it does irk me when people say that. When people say, oh, night 1 main event doesn't count as a main event. Yes, it does. It's still a main event. It still ends off the show. Just because it's 2 nights, and it's technically one whole show combined together, just split off into 2 nights, it's still 2 separate shows in a way. Anyway, back to what I was talking about after that little tangent. So sorry about that, but still, I like the idea of Seth and Roman because it is a really good story. And Seth did have some really good points. Both of them are getting close to the tail ends of their careers. Still, kind of in their primes. Still, close to the top 2 best superstars. Both have amazing chemistry. And honestly, if this is one of the final times we are going to see it, then SummerSlam is one of the right shows to do it. Would WrestleMania be? Yes. But this SummerSlam show now becomes even bigger because of this potential final showdown and final meeting. But it's big also for Roman Reigns, because Roman has technically never beaten, I believe like PLE pay-per-view wise, has never technically beaten Seth Rollins one-on-one on a pay-per-view or show. Pretty sure he has like on like a Raw or SmackDown or whatever. But never in like a championship match or ever like in pay-per-view or whatever's kind of single ways, you know? The last time was 2022 Royal Rumble. Technically, yes, you can say Roman won, but he didn't because Seth actually won via disqualification. Via disqualification because... and even the match was still great, but still ended in disqualification. So, for them to have this match again, there's just a lot at stake, and there's just still a lot of history between the two, and I'm definitely looking forward to it, because they, of course, have really great, amazing chemistry in the ring. You know, I mean, technically, the last time they were in the ring together was WrestleMania 41 in the Triple Threat match, when they were in like a match together. But singles match wise, I'm pretty sure the last time they were in a singles match was Royal Rumble 2022. So there is that. So that stuff, of course, happened on Monday Night Raw. We have, of course, SmackDown coming up this Friday. It was taped actually after the Monday Night Raw show on Monday, so don't know if we're going to get leaks from that show or whatever. But the one main question that, of course, potentially that we need to figure out is what is the WWE title match going to look like at SummerSlam? I hope it is going to be Sami Zayn as your champion going into that match. Now, there's a lot of fans thinking, like I said before earlier on, that somehow Sami is going to defend the title on Monday Night Raw, potentially against Cody Rhodes. And that match can go either two ways. Either they have Cody Rhodes win the title, and then CM Punk comes out and that sets up that match, which I know a lot of fans are not going to be happy with that, because A, you just have a short reign for Sami Zayn, and B, you're just giving the title back to Cody Rhodes, who is the former champion. And it's going to bring out outrage of fans. It's definitely going to have me confused and not that happy. And I've never really been not that happy with Cody Rhodes. Of course, I love Cody Rhodes. I love Cody Rhodes and all that. But at this point right now in his career, I did see someone say this. At this point in his career, he definitely needs to take a break. Not a break, but like kind of needs to part ways from being in the world title picture. Still be in the world title picture, but like not challenging for it. Like the person who I think who tweeted this out that I saw like on Instagram or something, said like he can be in a big feud or feuds or something like that, and then later down the line in the next few years or so, maybe towards the end of his career, if he wants to have one more world title run, maybe down the line finally become a Grand Slam champion. You know, like maybe he'll move or actually no, the U.S. title's on SmackDown. He'll go after the U.S. title or something like that, finally become a Grand Slam champion, and then maybe down the line he can get that fourth world title in the end of his career as a four-time champion or something like that. It's just right now at this point, it's just been a constant, like, I don't know, because like every time we've had a new champion, Cody Rhodes reclaims that title back. Literally happened with John Cena, got the title back at SummerSlam, and happened with Drew McIntyre, got the title back on a random SmackDown. So he can go to WrestleMania to face Randy Orton. Then we have Sami Zayn, who could suffer the same fate, but shouldn't, because you need to do something else for Cody. That's all you really need to do. You need to do something for Cody, and CM Punk could be that. Or, I said there was two things that could happen. I kind of went off when I was talking about the first thing. The second thing that could happen, you could have Sami Zayn retain, and either some point after the match or whenever you have Punk return, and he talks about wanting to have a match with Cody or something like that, and it teases. Like, we have been teased to have a Cody and Punk match for the last couple weeks, especially the last time we saw CM Punk on television, which I'm pretty sure was like a little bit after WrestleMania, I think, after he lost the World Heavyweight title. So there is a little bit of a tease there, but the issue is it was teased when Cody was WWE Champion. So that's why a lot of fans are nervous that if they do some sort of Cody Rhodes versus Sami Zayn title match, whether it will be on like a Monday Night Raw or the upcoming Saturday Night's Main Event, which will be happening before SummerSlam, they're going to have Cody Rhodes win so they can have CM Punk versus Cody Rhodes for the WWE title, which honestly, a lot of fans also say this, and I'm going to say this, that match does not need to have the WWE title plastered on it, just like Oba and Brock. Those matches do not need to have the WWE title on the line or in the match. They can just have a one-on-one match, because literally Punk and Cody can tell a good story with no title on the line. They can potentially tell a good story going into a match at SummerSlam if they needed to, not having to deal with potentially having to fit in the World Championship, the WWE World Championship. So, losing my breath here because I'm just talking so much. So there is that. So, honestly, I don't want that to happen. Now, the other thing I do want to say, that I know there were so many people who said this, who were saying this right after Sami Zayn won the WWE Championship. And it probably could still happen, but I don't want it to happen. And that was somehow, some way, Sami Zayn being a greedy champion open challenge at Saturday's main event, and lo and behold, it's Brock Lesnar, and Lesnar beats him, becomes WWE Champion, and he puts the title on the line against Oba. I do not want that to happen. If that happens, I am literally going to be mad. Because A, like I said before, in my opinion, you're tarnishing the moment that Sami Zayn had and the reign that he had. Because again, I would like for him to hold on to the title until SummerSlam. And if he loses the title at SummerSlam to whoever he defends it against, then fine, that's fine. As long as he has a title reign as a world champion. But he should not instantly lose it, whether it's Brock Lesnar or whether it's Cody Rhodes. There's no reason why you have to have a big moment like that with Sami Zayn at Night of Champions, of him finally becoming world champion. And then all of a sudden, the next week or two, you're just like, you know what? We're going to take the title and we're just going to give it back to Cody, or we're going to give it to Brock. They do not need the world titles. Cody does not need the world title again at this point. Brock definitely does not need the world title. He's getting possibly close to the end of his career, and I do not think putting the title on him just so you can put the title on Oba is the right thing to do. It's not, because there's no need to put the championship on the line in that. That's what I think. Another thing that, like, I hope that does not happen, but I do want to say that's what fans feel like is going to happen, but I feel like they're not thinking, because it's like, why? There needs to, in my opinion, and hopefully other fans are like this, there needs to be a reason for the title to be on the line or be involved in the match. It can't just be like, oh, Brock Lesnar won it, title's on the line now, it means more. Like, no. The match at for their Hell in a Cell match already has a story. It's the final match of this rivalry. There's no need to put a championship on the line. And it's the same thing for Cody and Punk, because they can tell a better rivalry story going into SummerSlam if that's what there's going to happen. That doesn't need to involve the title. It doesn't need to involve Cody being champion, because it's the same situation. It's going to be the same situation there, because there could be a good chance Cody walks in at SummerSlam as champion and then has a short reign and instantly loses it to CM Punk, and Punk becomes world champion again. Running out of breath here. My goodness, I hope you guys are like understanding what I'm saying here. It's definitely a lot, and that's why I wanted to make this video, because just after what happened on Monday Night Raw, and it's just like seeing what the fans are saying, it's like there's no need to change where to go. There's no need to have some sort of big title change, especially if it's a world champion like Sami Zayn, that needs to happen before SummerSlam. Now, my thing is this, though. If, yes, Sami Zayn remains champion in some sort of way after Monday Night Raw next week, the question will be, who will he face at SummerSlam? My best bet is they might do Gunther. That's only if there is a little bit that I am thinking that they might do with Gunther is something with Nick Aldis, because of the brawl altercation thing that happened at Night of Champions, and also the stuff that's been going on before Night of Champions. But I don't know if we'll see that, though, on SmackDown, because Nick Aldis is on administrative leave after what happened at Night of Champions. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. But Gunther is a top one, but it's just like, who else is there to really be that name to go after Sami Zayn in the WWE Championship? So that will be the question, if Sami Zayn can get past Monday night next week, and potentially could get past Saturday night's main event as well. So, yeah. I'm completely out of breath right now. I think I'm going to go ahead and stop the video here. Let me know y'all's thoughts in the comments down below about everything that I talked about with the Hell in a Cell match, the world title match, the stuff with the WWE title, all that. Let me know in the comments down below. Definitely would appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys made it all the way to this point, thank you guys so much for watching. And, yeah. So yeah, if you guys haven't, actually go check out my previous video when I do go over SummerSlam. I go over SummerSlam 2022, which was the SummerSlam show that I went to. Definitely go check out that video. I will leave a link to that video in the description below if you guys want to go check it out. Now, with that being said, again, thank you guys so much for watching. And with that being said and everything out of the way, hope you guys have an amazing, wonderful, blessed day. Why am I saying that now? I usually say that after I say this, which is hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. I even said that wrong. What is wrong with me? Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell for future upcoming videos here on the BrewCrew channel. Oh my goodness, I've been talking too much and all that. I hope you guys have a blessed, wonderful day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Peace. That was a strange ending.